Hey, welcome back.
Welcome.
I know it. It's
24
been a long
months later,
time.
2 years later.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
104 weeks later.
Yeah.
But the sun answered the call. And welcome back, my friend.
Nice to see you
Good to
again.
see you too,
It's been
and,
2 years.
And we got a different perspective now. We used to be high, now
Right.
we're at street level. And welcome everybody, you at home, and to the 2021 Labor Day Parade.
And I'll tell you, the streets are packed.
Yeah.
People are ready to come out for a parade.
People did not stay home. It's been hard.
It has been hard.
For everybody.
It has, yes, it has.
Wherever you are, whoever you are, it's been a challenge to us all to live life as we once know it. Slowly, it's all coming back. And here we are to try and prove it. And not just us, but we have thousands of people lined along the street just to watch the parade. It's fantastic to see.
And we're expecting 78 marching units. A little bit down from years past, but pretty darn good.
Right, the parade will be over quicker than past years, but quality over quantity this year.
That's right, that's right. Absolutely.
And
this is our 69th annual Labor Day Parade. So next year, I'm sure it's going to be an outside-the-box parade because it'll be 70 years and a big celebration.
And we'll be that much further away from what we've been experiencing with the COVID.
The COVID.
We're going to call it the COVID throughout most of the broadcast.
Only because it makes it sound funner.
Right, exactly.
Because it wasn't fun at all. But I do want to say,
well, actually, this young lady wanted to know if we were on TV, and this is one of our licenses to say hello. Come over here, right here.
We got a microphone.
Right here, and what's your name?
My name's Lauren.
Lauren, what's your last name?
Williams.
Williams.
Well, welcome.
Is this your first parade or your 17th?
We come to many. With COVID.
Marlboro people?
Yeah?
You from
Marlboro? Marlboro, yes. She's a senior this year.
Very
A
good.
Marlboro High Senior.
Yeah.
AMSA.
Oh,
All
AMSA.
right.
Oh, do a shout out to all your classmates.
High class of 2022.
All right.
Okay.
You're the lucky class. You're going to get to go to school.
I know. Thank
Yeah.
goodness.
Exactly.
All right.
Enjoy
Well,
the parade.
Lauren,
Thanks
best
for
of luck
stopping.
with it all.
I was in the bed race today.
Oh, good. How'd you do?
I was in the bed race. I think we were in the middle.
Nice.
But yeah.
Good. You had fun.
I had a lot of fun.
And who'd
Very
you run
good.
for? Did you run for AMSA or one of the charities around town?
AMSA cross country.
Nice. Okay. Good
All
for
right.
you. All right.
Good for you.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Bye-bye.
So there's something else that we did too as a community. We welcome back the bed race.
Absolutely.
And that was well attended this morning, and we'll announce the winners later.
Were you down here for the bed race? I didn't get down.
I was not. I was preoccupied. So.
But one of the things I did want to say, the difference between all of these years of parades, the first parade in 1952, we had 12 marching units.
Sure.
12, and that included the politicians and the honorary
and a much
guests.
shorter route, I'm
Much
sure.
shorter route, that's right. So it's kind of fun to be back with all the people we have.
But Tricia, as you know, and you've been part of many of celebrations in this community in the last 25 plus years, Marlboro comes together to celebrate, whether it be 4th of July, Labor Day, Memorial Day, the Christmas holidays.
Right.
We're a city, but we're a tight little community.
Hi there.
So
So we are absolutely a tight community, and I can tell you personally, still makes me teary. I've seen nothing more than this community band together during the COVID, because being the director of the senior center, we had hundreds of people that contacted us to volunteer, to help, to shop for seniors, to do whatever they needed. It was a truly amazing experience. And then when we had families that were diagnosed with COVID, we had people still willing to go out and grocery shop for them and make sure that everything that they had everything they had. So it is truly an amazing community.
yeah, no, we do not hesitate to answer the call when we need to answer the call for our neighbors and things.
Oh, thank you. Okay. I have sunscreen on. Thank you. I do. But it is an amazing community, and we do come out to help. And I will tell you that we barely put out the call that we needed help when people came flooding into us.
Yeah.
And we had everything from high schoolers that were learning remotely to people working at home to retired individuals out helping. So it really was a truly amazing experience, and makes you so proud to live in this community.
Agreed.
Yes, I know.
And in my job, I get to work with the first responders on a regular basis, and we're going to honor them today as parade marshals, not individually but collectively. And there's going to be some ambassadors representing that group today.
Right.
We're looking forward to it. They'll be after the police and fire, they'll be leading the parade in a convertible, and we'll see them and we'll announce them by name when they arrive. So, if not sooner.
If not sooner. So I know we have some cool things actually happening up at the start of the parade. The Navy band, I believe, is doing the official opening of the parade, playing the national anthem, which is a very, very cool thing to be happening. I know Marlboro High also plays the national anthem up there, so they have an official opening of the parade up there. I'm trying to look for the exact fact. I can't find it this second, but I'll find it.
Right, and we're going to take a couple of breaks, so we'll be getting brushed up on some of our things as well. So.
But one of the other really cool floats to look for in the parade today, Steve, is Marlboro Public Schools. On their float, they're going to be honoring the cafeteria workers. Cafeteria workers worked tirelessly. They never took a day off. They made meals not only for the kids in school, sending them around in buses, but for families, for seniors, for anybody that needed a meal. You could get a meal. And last time I checked, they put together over 400,000 meals.
Excuse me just for a second. For the people who are watching right now, that's Jim Barnes. He's a Marlboro person that lives in Boston now, but I ran cross country with him a long time ago, and he comes to the Labor Day Parade every year. So we caught him on camera. Just want to make sure that people that are in my era know that we recognize him out there today. To your point, Trish, to see those buses a year ago, when there was no school, going to the bus stops and seeing the families be there to accept the lunches, and then to know that they went to people beyond the school system.
Right.
And hats off to the city council, the mayor, and all the people that had administered the whole thing.
Absolutely.
To be able to, make a priority statement and say that that's what we were doing as a community.
Right.
Thank you.
And I know Assistant Superintendent Doug Dyers had a lot to do with that. And he was on the ground all the time, making sure it got coordinated. We had folks that were picking up boxes of meals and delivering them to all of our senior housings. It was an amazing coordinated effort throughout the city, and all I had to do the night before for people coming curbside to the senior center is just call them and tell them how many I needed. So it was really good. Hi, Kerry.
And I don't want to lose sight of the school committee too. They were part of that process too.
Oh,
to
absolutely.
Be able to coordinate with.
They were a big part of that because
yeah.
it was their foresight that realized that we paid the contract. Let's keep these bus drivers working.
Absolutely.
And what a wonderful
and there was a
way.
need. There was an absolute need.
And what a wonderful way to have 2 home runs. You kept all these people working and you fed so many in the community.
And fast forward, the schools are open. Kids are attending school.
They are.
They reluctantly went back last week.
I know.
As we all did. We were always reluctant to go back to school after
That's
summer.
right. That's right. That's every
as
year.
well as you were. So.
So it's pretty exciting. Parade won't get down to us probably for another good 15, 20 minutes.
At least.
Yep. So
is there any word that they've started up there? Do we know? We're asking our production team, our talented production team with Matt, Spencer, and Mike and Lindsay. I'm sure I'm missing a few names.
But you know what? This might be a great time to go to the Segway on the Grand Marshals.
Well, you've done this before.
Once or twice.
Thanks, guys. I spoke with the Grand Marshals this week, and this is what they had to say. So how does it feel after this whole crazy year?
Oh, well, it's been an exhausting year. We're not quite done with it yet either. We've had, starting from the beginning of COVID, when it was just a brand new disease that was, went from being weeks old to months old, discovering what it was like and what kind of precautions we need to care for our patients while we were getting COVID patients in the hospital, and everyone else decided to, stay home and was under quarantine or just self-quarantining to be home and safe. It was a fascinating time here as the hospital was very quiet for long periods of time. But then the COVID volume picked up. We began doing COVID testing, which we still have going on here as part of Stop the Spread testing. That we've been doing for over a year now, with over 100,000 tests we've done. The majority of them have been from Marlboro residents or in our service area, Northborough, Southborough, etc., Hudson. So it's been a big asset to the community to be able to do this, because this testing is free. Along with that, we had to transform a lot of the hospital during the peak COVID surges back last year and even the previous year, where we had our operating room was shut down, our PACU was an ICU, we had our waiting room was alternative space and, to care for patients in the ED waiting room, and just a whole lot of things have changed. So we've certainly learned a lot, and it's become very educational. The other part of this, we've done some public health, which is not normal in the normal scope of a hospital, is where we're working with the public health departments in our community. We vaccinated, we had a vaccine clinic that was partnered with the city of Marlboro down at the Marriott, where we vaccinated, somewhere close to, I believe, 20,000 patients.
So a lot of vaccination there. We're fortunate in the city. There is a willingness to get vaccinated. Our vaccination percentages are 73% have one dose of our population, and 65% are fully vaccinated. So pretty proud of that. And as we go into the summer here, now we go back to school, and I think we're in pretty good shape, and we've had a good summer. Folks are out and about. The vaccinated folks, vulnerable folks, still wearing masks. So a better summer than last, certainly. We have the parade coming up, which I think is a good, safe outdoor event for all of us, and kind of a celebration of how far we've come. So it's been a long year, and I think it's this kind of official end to summer, but I think it's a celebration too, to show that we can still have safe events. So I know my office initially we were taken back when we were asked, humbled and honored, but taken back. What does this mean? We presented it to staff, and staff was excited. I didn't know how they'd respond, right? But they were excited. So we're looking forward to having a good community day on Monday.
How is it being named one of the Grand Marshals of the Labor Day Parade?
Taken back and surprised. I think, all in all, I think it was a nice and humbling pick. Certainly the hospital, I know we relied on the hospital a great deal throughout the pandemic. And really, we call it community health as the Grand Marshal, but I mean, I know in my own building, the help that we got, and just outside of our building in the community, from police, fire, obviously the mayor's office, right down to auditing, DPW, none of this, happens without help from everybody. So, it was kind of a new game for all of us, and everyone was kind of relearning whatever your job was. This was different, right? Different funding sources, different resources that we needed to reach to, rules changing constantly. So the help from the community, I mentioned Marlborough Public Schools, from the administration to the nurses to their support staff, the other schools in the city as well. We work a little closer with Marlborough Public, but the other schools certainly, we had great communication and work with those folks. And the effort that, the educators took, they had a hard job and still do, going back to school. So there's certainly plenty of others that could have been the pick this year. But we like to think it's really all of us and everyone who responded in the pandemic that, this is really their day as much as ours.
It's an honor that we've been asked, along with the City of Marlborough Board of Health, to be recognized by the community, by the parade committee, for the work that we have done and we have continued to do. We are very proud of the work our caregivers have provided over the last 18 months, but we are also very humbled by the support the city has given us. We've had restaurants who've donated food. We've had, initially when we were looking for PPE, we had local businesses who donated PPE. So this is our way too, as we are marching in the parade, to thank and respond to the great support that the community has given us and continues to give us.
We'd like to thank all of our community health heroes for all the work they did this year. Back to you guys at the parade.
Well, we're back, and we can hear the parade starting to come down the street, and as the parade kicks off, this wouldn't be happening if it wasn't under the leadership of Melanie Wampum.
Yep, and she's living out the legacy of her
Husband?
husband, George, who gave his heart and soul for 30 years here for that parade, and she has handled it more than aptly, and is giving us a chance to do this today. So this is fantastic.
And a huge group of the volunteers up on Lincoln Street are members of the Wampum family and extended
that too,
family.
And I want to acknowledge the Algonquin Radio Club, who is helping with the logistics on different corners throughout the parade route, letting us know the situation and being able to prepare the parade to come through.
And they have eyes on what's happening in case somebody gets ill or something happens. They have the ability to get services there for folks.
And EMTs are stationed throughout the parade route.
They are. Marlboro Labor Day Parade is the largest and most prestigious parade in New England.
I believe it.
Probably, I would bear to say, in most of the country.
And you know what speaks volumes is that the people that have attended, the groups that have attended this parade over the years may not be represented today, but history says that they come from all over to be part of this parade. And like you said, next year is our 70th, so you can expect a banner year.
Parade started in 1952 under Mayor Gadbois, and the first parade director was Lou Galoni,
Right.
who did it for a couple of years, actually before George Wapham took it over.
Right.
So there was a lot of different people involved in this, so it's been great. And there is, again, we had mentioned earlier that our Labor Day Grand Marshals are our community heroes, and those are the folks that you just saw in the footage. They are from Marlboro Hospital and the Marlboro Board of Health.
Right.
We're going to throw it now. We have one more little clip to show you, and here you go.
Thanks, guys. This week I got to speak with 3 longtime parade supporters about their memories of the Labor Day Parade. Will you tell us what the parade means to you and the city?
It means, you know, a lot to me personally, but also to the city. I think I've probably been to every parade since the mid-'60s or the late '60s. And it started off with us when we first moved to Marlboro, my family and my brothers and sisters. That was one day we got together. We all came. They came from Framingham and Watertown and every place because everybody heard about the Marlboro Parade.
You know, when you're doing something that you really, really enjoy, and I enjoy every aspect of it, there's no part that really stands out in your mind as any better than any other. I guess the part that I like is seeing the smiles on the kids' faces and adults as well.
It means a lot because it goes by my business and I do very good that day. But other than that, I've been a supporter of all the Marlboro activities for 40 years, 47 actually. And I love this parade because it brings out all the people in the city of Marlboro. They get together individually and have parties. They just have a great time, and it's a good community feeling.
Great words from great people. Hopefully this parade is as memorable as those from years past. Back to you guys at the parade.
Hey.
Hi.
No, not today.
We are live back on Main Street. The parade is almost here. And you can actually feel the excitement building on Main Street. Everybody's now trying to settle down in their spot. There's a lot less people walking around. One of the shout outs we have to remember to do is all these fabulous police officers that are out today.
Oh, yeah. And
crowd control, managing the traffic, telling you where to go when you find your roadblock.
Every police officer that works for the police officer that's available is out there today.
Everybody's out there today.
It's part of their agreement with the city, and,
Right.
and they do it with pride, and they do it well. And
we couldn't do it without them.
right.
So,
and
yeah.
I just want to give a shout out to our friends that we just did feature stories on. Bobby Kays, a good friend of the city, and us.
Absolutely.
Mr. Thurber, who has been a fixture on the parade route for years, plus our theater community. These are just stalwarts of the Marlboro Parade in the community.
Right.
So.
Ed Thurber actually runs the top of the parade, kicking it off up on Lincoln Street, making sure everybody's in their right spot, which is no small task.
No, he's
if
been a
anybody's
behind-the-scenes
ever been
guy
up
for
there,
a long
yeah.
time. But if you're around long enough, you know.
Yeah. If you've ever been up there before the parade, it is sheer controlled chaos.
Yes, that's
yeah.
right.
It's the only way you can
It's
say it.
been a while since we've had a march in one, though.
That's been a little while, yeah.
We miss it a little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit.
But the parade is always led by Marlboro's finest, our police and fire, and we can hear the sirens coming down the street right now.
I can see earplugs on people right now. They're anticipating the decibel level getting up there, and but it's just part of the annual offering
Right.
of the Labor Day Parade.
We got a friend walking down the street. If he walks a little faster, we might be able to say hello to former City Councilor Joe Delano.
Oh, there he
who's
is.
Just showing up on Main Street.
And his lovely wife, Lisa. I think he's got an earphone and he heard his
I don't
name.
know.
Joe, come say hello. Lisa, too. Come on. Bring.
Come on over and
We're
say
on
hello
live
to us.
right
We're
there.
on
If you look
live.
right in that lens right there.
Hello, folks.
Yeah, we saw you
How are you?
strolling down the street just
Hello,
getting here
Trish.
for
Hello,
kickoff.
Steve.
Good to see
How are
you, Lisa
ya?
and Joe Delano.
Hi, folks.
Yeah.
How are
Hey,
you?
everybody.
So you guys came from that way. What's the crowd like?
It's pretty good.
Well
It's pretty
attended,
good.
right?
Yeah.
Lot of smiles.
We're all pleasantly
That's what we all
surprised.
want. That's right.
very
It's so nice to see
Well, the
people.
weather, I think the weather was a little scary.
Yeah.
The forecast and it's
on
magnificent.
Friday we weren't sure, but here we are.
Yep.
So there's plenty of time for people to still come down and get a good spot.
Absolutely.
There's a lot of spots available, so come on down.
Yep.
Yeah.
Great day for a parade.
And do you
Great
miss?
day
We
to
were just
celebrate.
saying, do you miss walking in it?
I don't.
There you
I
go.
don't. I really
It
don't.
was an experience you had.
I
and
will
you
say I
could-
enjoyed
yeah,
every
we-
one of
we all
them.
had it.
Every one of the 16 parades I marched
Right.
in, and I'm glad to be. This is my first time as a spectator, so.
Well, find a good spot and enjoy.
Oh, you know we will.
All right.
Yeah, we will. All right, guys. Great to see you.
Well,
Good to see you. For the grandchildren on the roof, they're going to be watching.
So we're down, Carl and everybody got a bunch
Excellent.
of seats down on Maple,
Good.
so we're going to go back there. But
Good.
We just thought we'd stroll up and back.
Absolutely.
See what's happening.
It's a little thirsty.
See. Stop at Welly's, maybe. Maybe. Oh, look at that. You can see, we got a great camera angle on what's
we
coming
do.
down the street. The lights, the motorcycles, the fire trucks. Hey, the flags. The American flags look beautiful on that, and then we can talk about the other flags that are hanging on the post.
We'll talk about the banners in a little bit because
Right.
we have some great information on that. Marlboro does a lot of fantastic things, and one of them is was the brainchild of Assistant Commissioner Ted Scott, and that is the Veterans Banners.
Honor our veterans, yep.
And
And
it
we're a little
really-
early this year, but it's great to see them out there.
It's nice, and I believe they're going to be up till Veterans Day this
Well,
year.
it makes sense.
So
It makes a
it's
good thing.
wonderful
There they
to
are.
see
Well,
them.
here we got a Mr. Sandini. I
Yeah.
knew him well when he was around.
And I guess this makes it official, folks. Welcome to the 2021 Labor Day Parade.
Not sure how well you can hear us over those sirens, but we'll do our best. How many cameras do we have out there, Matt? Do we know? How many cameras do we have out there? So we got 3 camera angles to enjoy today.
So we're going to let you enjoy the sirens for just a minute. We just saw a lot of Marlboro's finest coming down the street here.
We did the firefighters, the police, the kids. You can just see from our picture frame the number of people that are behind us, and it's representative of it's lined throughout the street. So if you stayed home today, you should be pleasantly happy and surprised that people came out today.
Right, and I do want to mention that we're very fortunate to have the Honor Guard from the Marlboro Fire Department, and making its debut performance this year was the Marlboro Police Department.
That's right, they look great in their dress blues.
And we have our ROTC coming by right now.
And I wanted to give a shout out to a young lady whose dad is a member of the police department, Miss Caitlin Voss. She said she wasn't going to come today. She was going to watch on TV. Say hello, my friend Caitlin. Behind us are the Marine Corps. They're in their dress blues. They're in fatigues as well, representing, I believe, the Junior Marines here today. Who do we have?
We have the Junior Marine Color Guard with us today.
Yep, the Junior Marine Color Guard.
Yep.
And they usually hail from Worcester, if I'm not mistaken.
They do.
If not, the Assabet Valley Vocational School.
And I hope you can hear all the applause that this group is getting walking down Main Street, because people are very appreciative of what they do.
And that's exactly who they are. They're the Assabet Valley High School Junior Marine ROTC. And I had two kids that go through the Assabet school system, and we saw a lot of young men and women go through that training program.
It's a wonderful program, and it's a great career path, especially
as
you move on to college. Yeah. So coming up, we should be joining us very shortly is the Navy Band
that you spoke of.
That's right.
Yep. And then the Grand Marshals, and then the dignitaries,
right.
Then the high school band. So just so if you want to go and get a snack, this is what's coming up in the next few. The Marlboro High School Marching Band. And let's see here.
I don't think you want to miss this float coming up, though, with our dignitaries on it. I can see it on the monitor now.
Oh, they're there?
And it is pretty cool, all these
Look at
people
the Navy
that work
band.
so hard. The Navy Band is right in front of them, and I think we might be getting a song. I'm hoping. There we go. Nope.
It's okay. They look sharp in their whites.
They do. They do.
And given the last month of our lives in the United States and throughout the world, we're very appreciative for their service.
Absolutely.
As well as the Marines, the Army, the Air Force, the Coast Guard.
Amazing what these men and women do for this country. We are getting a song. Look at that
there
as
it
they
is.
come down Main Street.
They must know the cameras are on them.
That's right. That's right.
I'll
very, very impressive.
Make sure, again, I say the Marine Corps only because my father's a Marine, my brother was a Marine. And
Really? Oh, well, that's very cool. My family was Army.
There you go. My father-in-law is Army as well.
I'm going to give you a second just to listen to this because it's too great to miss. Followed by the Navy Band is going to be the Grand Marshal float that we spoke of. And those are our Board of Health and folks from Marlboro Hospital. Right in the front there is my friend Jim Greffin, the Vice Chair of the Board of Health.
The Kennedy's crew. Kenny, how are you?
How are you?
You
too. Hey!
I was waving to you earlier, but you weren't looking.
That's our friend Cindy stopping by to say hello. And here come the Grand Marshals.
From the Grand Marshals. Hey, how are you, Greg? Good to see you. There's our Grand Marshals and our first responders,
I'm trying to
our
catch his
healthcare
eye
workers.
there. Mr. My people!
Thank
Good
you.
job, everybody! Yay! Congratulations!
How are you, Carrie?
To all our friends from the Board of Health
Right.
and Marlboro Hospital.
Scotty.
They worked tirelessly during all of this, so it's pretty amazing to have them. And of course, we always have to speak well of Patriot Ambulance.
Right, you'll notice Patriots Ambulance banner is on the far left corner of your screen. They've made financial contributions to the parade.
They are such a community-based business. I know that they've done all kinds of trainings for us at the senior center, coming in, taught CPR and all of that
Our
type
friend
of thing.
CEO Dave Walton, who's been around for about 20 years now, close to it,
Right.
with Patriot Ambulance, and has started that from the ground up and has raised it very successfully. And I'm sure people have been fortunate enough to experience their personnel and staff when needed.
That's right.
When that bell rings.
So we should mention that the Grand Marshal float was sponsored by St. Mary's Credit Union,
Right.
another one of our fantastic community players.
That's right.
They
We opened
always
up a new branch on South Bolton Street with a new Starbucks.
Oh, there you go. That's the swanky new place. There you go.
So something to visit.
And the Marlboro High Band, of course, is always sponsored by our mayor, and Mayor Vigil has sponsored the band this year. And it's great to see our
They sound
banner
good and they
holders.
look good.
Our banner holders are the cheerleaders from Marlboro High.
Right. And
Our band is conducted by James Barone, and our Grand Marshals, our drum majors this year for the Labor Day Parade. I'll get you that name in a minute. And you can tell me better than I would know, Steve. Is the drum majors usually senior band members?
the drum major is usually a senior, but I'm sure.
Okay, there are two this year, and here they come right down the street.
And we're thankful that they're not wearing their hats today, but because
Right.
they are wearing uniforms that are a little long sleeved, and my friend Damien. But they look good and they sound great.
They sound great. I'm well. Nice to see you too.
Say hello to our audience. Here comes Mayor Vigil.
of Kennedy's remembers Marie.
Former.
Former, I know.
It's a Hotel California. You can check out but never leave.
There you go. Good to see you. Drum majors, thank you very
Drum
much.
majors, thank you.
Katie Landrum Larkin and Andrew De Marias. And of course, the director is still James Verone. He took over when Gary Piazza left. And he's been there for a while now, doing a fantastic job.
Thank you, Michael.
Coming down the street right now, we
Comes
have
Mayor
our elected
Vigil.
officials.
State Representative Gentile. Looks like Congresswoman Lori Trahan.
Mayor Vigil.
Mayor?
Mayor Vigil must have been out walking during
Well,
the
he looks
pandemic
it.
because he's leading the pack.
Congresswoman Trahan. Lori.
Get up for a minute.
Okay. Go, you go.
Mayor Vigil, how are you?
Sorry.
Fantastic.
Good. Wow, you must have been walking during this pandemic.
We're
You
on
are
camera.
leading that
We
crowd.
want you to say hello.
Congresswoman Trahan is
Congresswoman
with
Lori
us.
Trahan.
I'll be back in 15 minutes.
Come back and say hello.
Congresswoman.
All right.
How are you?
We are well. How are
Yes,
you?
I'm good. You're staying cool?
Well, we're doing okay, but I have to tell you personally, thank you for the phone call checking in on senior centers. It meant so much to all of the directors in
Gang,
the
how
area,
are
so I
you?
truly
How's
appreciate
everybody?
it. It's the one call I saved on my
Right?
voicemail.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you for everything you did.
Yeah, well,
The past 18 months have been hard on our seniors.
Yeah, but if you get a chance, swing back and talk to
Yes,
us.
we
All right.
sure will. You all take care.
You
Have
too.
a great Labor Day.
Our
Thank you for
elected
stopping by.
officials, we were busy chatting it up here, but I think everybody got a good glimpse of them. It is nice to see. I mean, that was always, I know you remember too, Steve, being on the city council, one of the more fun things you got to do as a city council.
Oh, yes. Yes. How are you,
Even
sir?
when it
How are you?
rained.
Good to see you, Lee.
Yeah.
Nothing. We're just broadcasting right here, and
Yeah.
you know, you're live. You're on
you
a
go.
live radio. We're a live TV feed right now. So
So,
thank you. But thank you. You too. So yeah, that was great and always a good memory because I'll tell you what, there was always a little anxiety starting for the parade because you never know. You know, you're an elected
hoping
official. You never
everybody's
know
gonna
how
be
you're going to be
nice,
well
but you never
received.
know. That's
But
right.
once that parade starts, you see familiar faces. You get your name gets called. You're running circles. You're looking for your name to be called. I mean,
Right.
people are calling your names, and you're swiveling. Your
Right.
neck is swiveling all over the place, and
Right.
you're exhausted at the end, and you're blessed at the end of the day. And,
That's right.
We've been blessed. So what do we have now?
we have our American flag float. And that is, and next we're going to, coming up after the American flag float, very appropriate, is the Waltham Legion Band. which has been in the parade. It's a mainstay of the parade, and that is sponsored by our good friend Lee Woodworth. Lee has been a big participant in the Marlboro High Band for a very long time, and every year one of the community members that simply sponsors the parade.
And I just want to mention the USS Constitution Color Guard that just walked by. The camera did catch them, and they come from Boston, where the Old Ironside resides.
Very cool.
And it's nice that they came out today. And you can go and visit Old Ironside, the Constitution, on a regular basis. You should check their website. It's worth the visit. You can see that City Councilor Don Land is
Bringing up the rear.
Bringing up the rear.
He's got too many hands to
shake.
shake.
I saw City Councilor John Irish as well doing the same.
Yeah.
And these are ward councilors, you know, you would think they would.
But it's nice to see that they're taking their time and they're talking to folks.
Yeah,
just
without question.
Moving along.
Yep.
Yep.
And Don is in his mid to late 70s, so if he's taking his time, he's deserving.
He's also been on the parade committee for years, and
Yes.
again, a sponsor of the parade every year. Don loves the city of Marlboro, and it's so evident with everything that he does for the
Right.
city.
This band is an annual attendee from Waltham, the American Legion Waltham Band.
And singing along.
That gentleman,
We have our contingent from the AMVETs coming down the street now.
we had, well, it looks like we had a World War II veteran in one of those cars. I want to make sure we recognize that. We don't have a name on that individual, but if we can, that would be great. Then the American Legion contingent, Boston Wounded Veteran Run, big red truck.
We have our veterans agent coming by us right now. He's in the back seat there. He snagged himself a very nice ride, and that is where our World War II veteran is, right
Mark.
there. Name?
There's our World War II. Butler? What's his
Mr.
first
Butler.
name? Alfred Butler. Welcome, Mr. Butler. Thank you. World War II,
So our
right?
World War II veteran
Thank
is
you.
in the car right there. and
World War
that's
II, Alfred Butler.
Alfred Butler.
There's Mr. John Delory in his veterans truck. Thank you. How are you? Good to see you too. Mr. John Delory drives his Boston Wounded Veteran truck, and you may be friends with him on Facebook. He never served, but he is paying tribute to every wounded veteran out there that lives in this community and beyond.
Did you forget your friend? Did you forget your friend? Did you forget your friend? I'm just kidding you.
We still on? We live? We're still on.
So we got a little tiny gap in the parade, and that's because right up at St. Mary's Credit Union, they build in a little break because for the Marlboro High bands and some of the bands, this is their first time marching in the year, and for many of them in 2 years, so they just need a minute to catch their breath.
I always thought it was because there's a traffic signal there, so that when on the red light, they always stop there.
Could be, but I pretty much think it's the water break.
It makes sense too, and for everybody, I mean, sometimes people get impatient with the brakes, but there's a lot of logistics.
Right.
You know, you've got them all crammed up as a bottleneck up at Pleasant Street, Lincoln Street, and they're on the offshoot street of Chestnut Street and Elm Street. So to coordinate them all and to get them all in sync is a challenge. But as Trish said, there are some people who are, have to take water breaks just to rejuvenate themselves during this.
And it is a very hot day out here today. We are definitely blessed with this beautiful day to bring back our parade.
So more AMVETs are coming. We got a color guard, a motorcycle contingent.
We do. The motorcycle contingent is something I know all the kids really look forward to. It's really
wait
fun
till
for them.
the I was going to say
The Shriners.
The Shriners are back.
Yeah,
I mean,
they
I meant to
are.
say that, make that mention. So if anybody was wondering, the Shriners will be capping off the grand finale of the parade.
And I know it's not a long parade. It's only 1.7 miles. But if you're walking in this on a hot day like this, it's got to be about 80, 85 degrees out. It's a little humid.
Again, the AMVETs representing the veterans of the community, and you've got we do have a World War II veteran. We have Korean veterans, Korean War veterans. We have Vietnam War veterans.
We have the state commander out here visiting us today, and that
Very good.
again shows you the significance of our Labor Day parade, that they make the effort to come to Marlboro for a parade like this.
There she is. Hello, Miss Morelli.
Hi, Mr.
How are you? Good to see you. Very good. How are you? Say hello to the TV. Come over.
Marlboro Police.
How are you? Okay. Yeah. Okay. We got a good gap. Okay. So we have a good gap. We're being told by one of the AMVET drivers. That was Mr. Urato.
And you know what? Since we're on the veterans and that part of the parade, we probably should mention the banners that are hanging up around Main Street.
Good time to do it.
We do have 320 banners this year hanging up, and this is our third year that we've done this. Unfortunately, there are 23 of these banners are for individuals that were killed in action during their service to this country. There were 3 Civil War veterans, people killed, 2 World War II, 13 in World War, 2 in World War I, 13 in World War II, 2 in Korea, and 3 in Vietnam.
Right.
And our killed in action banners for Vietnam, World War II, and Korea, they hang by City Hall. The other 2, Civil War and World War I, they're up by the Doughboy, up by those monuments.
Okay.
So the city really strategically plans where they place these banners. We also have banners this year. There's 7 women. I know there's many more women that have served, but only 7 have submitted the forms for this. And this year there are 2 new women that submitted their form. So all you have to do is contact the DPW or come over to the Senior Center. We'll give you an application, because if you have a veteran, if you are a veteran, anybody that lives in Marlboro, you are welcome to fill out the form, and we'll get a banner up for you as well.
Yeah, it just speaks volumes about this community and sending their own, and some who have paid the ultimate sacrifice. And left behind are the families and friends, and
Absolutely.
they look out for these banners, and it's quite the tribute. My family has contributed, through my father, my uncle, and my wife's family through her father, and I'm sure your family has too.
Absolutely.
In your respective community in Arlington way back when.
That's right.
But it's just a great gesture by this city of Marlboro to be able to see those banners. And I had a good friend of mine reach out to me wanting to know the map of them, because she's looking out for her father and her 2 uncles.
There's a very interactive map online.
Yes. So she found it.
Okay.
And I'm embarrassed to say that I still don't believe my father's up there yet. So my brother and I have to coordinate, and we have to get that banner up there. And I will say that when it first started, they're almost exclusively on Main Street, but
Right.
they are now on Lincoln Street.
They have broadened
They're
out.
throughout. I mean, with over 300 of them.
320.
It's
So each year the banner goes up again, which I know in some communities they'll hang it one year and then they'll take it down. But Marlboro has continued to find homes for them. As the more banners we get, the longer your banner has hung on Main Street, you might get pushed out a little bit. You might not be on Main Street proper every year, because they're doing their best to honor all of the new veterans. This is the brainchild of Ted Scott, our Assistant DPW Commissioner, and his handy assistant, Dominic Galvez. So contact either one of those gentlemen down at the DPW, and they will certainly help you out.
And hats off to those gentlemen and the individuals who work for the DPW, putting them all out, because
absolutely.
They don't stay up all the time. The wind will blow them. There's a maintenance of them throughout that period of time. And I believe, as you said, they're gonna stay up until Veterans Day.
Right. But if you're watching this at home and you haven't been down on Main Street lately, today might not be the day, because if you're not liking crowds or whatever, but come and take a stroll, because it's really quite breathtaking to see the American flags and all these banners on Main Street.
Yeah, and kudos to the DPW. Our
Absolutely.
streets are clean and safe because they make an effort to do so.
All the time. Our flower boxes
very
are
conscientious
gorgeous.
of the presentation of visitors and for the people who live here. So
I know it makes me smile every time I come down. So
how's everybody doing in TV land in their living rooms, watching it from home? Hope you're all doing well.
So like we said, it's not a very long parade, but sometimes too, some of these units have been in the parade a long time. They might recognize a group of people that they've seen for a very long time, and they'll stop and play for that group. So that's what makes it a really great community event.
You know, we have a special guest come in and say hello. We're always proximity here in this corner. It happens to be next to the Vin Bin, so it's very appropriate that our friend Rick Lombardi, owner of the Vin Bin,
I'm going to give you this to hold, Rick.
It's great. This is one.
There you go. Now
This
you
is
look
one of
official.
Marlboro's. Make sure I get the
Look it right in
tag
the camera.
there. This is one of Marlboro's most proudest moments, don't you think?
Absolutely. It is a
Labor Day.
fantastic thing that we do, and the 2-year gap has made it even more special this year. The gods shined upon us with this beautiful day.
Well, thank you, Trish, for ordering it up that
You're
way.
welcome.
Yeah.
We sell donuts and sandwiches this morning.
Today we've got sandwiches. We've got a whole range of beverages, and you can see the patio is full. People enjoying themselves, and of course, this building's been here since 1915. So,
Right.
I don't know if the parade's that old.
No,
but,
it's almost 70 years old. Almost 70 years old.
First Labor
But,
Day parade was
it was
1952.
an active fire station back then, and an
1950,
active
that's right.
police station. So,
That's right.
And now it's a very active Vin Bin. And I see
But
your
I
wife,
did
your
get-
lovely wife Julie, and your grandchildren from afar.
I did get a chance to chat with some of your patio guests before the parade, and they made sure to get here early to order up and
They
get
did.
a good seat.
They all got a good spot. I think we have the best spot in town.
Well,
Actually,
2 years ago after the parade, we enjoyed a beverage over there, so I
Yes.
think we might do it at the end as well. So.
2 iced teas.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, this is a great tradition for us. I've been coming to this since 1982.
And your
It's been a long
family
time.
is growing exponentially.
Yes, that's right.
Congratulations
my son
to
runs
you.
the cafe, and we've got grandchildren over here.
Right?
Yeah, I remember the big days we had here. The huge. Remember Wood Park used to be
Oh,
full.
the big festival.
And
I
like
do hear
Carnival
rumors
here.
that they're talking about trying to bring back a festival next year.
Well, why not?
Well, you know what? I think with everything that has happened, it has made communities realize the hometown things are very important.
And to stay
Staycations
closer to
as well.
home.
That's right.
Keep the money in town.
Thank you
That's
for
right.
stopping by.
My
We've got a
pleasure.
new
Thank you for
entry into the
inviting
parade.
me.
Have a good day. We'll
All
see you
right.
for that iced
Thank
tea
you.
later.
Okay. Thanks,
you.
Rick.
Thank you.
So now we have, looks like the Keene American Legion Band. And if they're coming from Keene, New Hampshire, I imagine. Unless that's the name of their outfit. But do you have any
I
background on the
believe
Keene?
I don't know.
They've been here before too. So
And they have got to be very, very hot today.
yes,
with those
they've got
helmets
their
on.
hard helmets on
Yes.
today. But they do that also to pay homage to the soldier who's out there in the
Absolutely.
field. So.
Yep. We have
Hey,
a couple more. There's a couple more veteran contingents coming down.
The DAV contingent, right?
Yep. And then there'll be the collection. This is the only group that is allowed in the Labor Day parade to accept donations.
For the DAV.
For the
which
DAV,
makes sense. Makes sense.
absolutely.
And collecting for the DAV will be the Boy Scouts, the local Boy Scouts.
How are ya?
The DAV chapter of 82 in Marlboro.
And you know, you mentioned the Boy Scouts. The Boy Scouts and the Girl Scouts are some of the groups in town that kind of get left aside a little bit, and they do so much for the community. They do things like this. They deliver at the food pantry. They pack the bags. They do food drives. They both of those groups do a tremendous amount, and it's a great way for your son or daughter to get involved in the community and find out what volunteerism is all about.
Becomes one of our
We have
marshals.
one of our great.
That you can get a nice ride. No.
We have,
Well, that's
we're
what
live on
we're
TV
here. We're live on TV. This is one of our marshals.
So this is Jim Griffin, and he
Hi.
is the vice chair of our Board of Health, one of our community heroes.
What a great day.
It is a great day.
Great crowd, great spirit.
How was the ride on the
The
Grand Marshal?
ride was a lot of fun, I gotta tell you.
You really looked like you were bored.
I saw streets in this city I've never seen.
There you go.
I had a
There's
ball.
plenty to be
Good,
seen.
good.
It was a lot of fun.
Good, I'm glad.
Yeah, I'm gonna go continue the party. My whole family's here.
Oh, all right.
To celebrate the whole day.
All right, and where are we celebrating from?
My backyard.
All right, well, maybe I'll stop by after the parade.
There you go.
All right.
Have a great
Take
day.
care.
So long.
Bye. So here come our group now collecting for the DAV.
Right? And here comes the Middlesex County Volunteer Fife and Drum. They are looking sharp, and they're also looking hot because those are either polyester or wool suits they've got going on, but they are sharp.
And
Middlesex County Volunteers.
This is the kickoff of our historical division of the parade.
And
So
I
we
will
have
tell
a-
you, I am heartened because they're looking a little younger than years past, so which means they're recruiting new
Right,
performers.
right.
because it's important to continue the legacy of our history, and we live in a history-rich region. You know, from Marlborough, Sudbury, Lincoln, Concord, Lexington, right to the city of Boston. We are rich with history. We have to hang on to it, and the parade is a great place to showcase it.
And I think as a whole, we do a pretty good job of that because even, I mean, you've had children that have left the city. I have had children that left the city, and they'll all, my boys who don't live around here anymore will always tell me how they miss the Labor Day Parade. You know, it was one of the big community events in their lives growing up.
And today we're creating the same memories for the young kids who are here today. So it's a special place, and we're very blessed and lucky to be here.
You know, I want to make that clear. It is not cheap.
I was going to make that argument about make that suggestion when we were talking about Patriot Ambulance.
Right.
He made a financial contribution.
A significant financial.
He's not the only one. Our other sponsors, we have other sponsors that are as well.
The city makes a financial contribution to the parade as well, and they also, you know, the police, the fire, the DPW, all those folks. But the community steps up, and the businesses in the community step up, because this is and again, kudos to Melanie Wampum, our parade director, who reached out to all these people to collect the donations.
Yep, and that starts in what, November, December? I
Absolutely.
mean, we have a 2-3 month break, and then we got to start it all over again.
Absolutely, because you know these groups that are coming in from all over, they need to get travel money and things to be here.
Yeah, right. Yeah, they don't come for free.
These colonial groups are volunteer individuals.
Yes.
So we have to compensate them.
There are expenses.
There are expenses involved, and that's why having a key coordinator of the parade is crucial. Melanie, her husband George, Ed Thurber when he did it.
And they pay us a lot too. I mean, we
got pens this year.
We got pens and a bottle of water.
There you go. And I believe right after this next group, we're going to see our first political candidate coming down the street.
Oh, well, she's Miss Perlman is actually a re-election, right? So she has a contingent.
It is a municipal election year, so don't forget to get out there and vote in November. Anybody on the ballot is.
And this is the 85th Regiment des Saintonge.
Hi guys.
How are you, Miss Van Busker? How are you?
Nice to see you too, Pat. The only way to travel, huh?
We haven't heard too many guns fired today, Rob.
No, we haven't. And of course, following Councilor Perlman is, I'm not sure if he's walking down the street or walking down the sides, but one of the mainstays of the Labor Day Parade is our very own Abe Lincoln.
Abe Lincoln.
You know,
I had the good fortune of having Abe Lincoln on my porch this past week just to say hello.
Mr.
In his other life, he's been retired, and you know, he's looking for other things to do. And so Miss Perlman, she's taking her race seriously and getting that name out there. And her mother-in-law. She must be out and about.
I believe she was walking with the city council. Probably hasn't made it back to her group yet. I believe she was. Either that or she's trailing behind them. Sometimes it's hard to catch up with your political group.
So following her is the Boxborough Minutemen. And Abraham Lincoln is out and about someplace, but he's like the dignitaries and the elected officials. He's saying hello to everybody, so he'll show up.
He will.
Thank you. Thank you. Making sure we thank these people because we want them back. We want to know that they're appreciated.
That's right.
Well, this is a shot group coming up now, the Concord Minutemen. And in between is the William Diamond Jr. Fife and Drum.
And like you were saying about recruiting young people.
Well, I'll tell you, and reason being, in 5 years, we'll be celebrating 250 years as a nation. So it is important that these groups start organizing and getting well practiced because they're going to be in high demand throughout the state.
Absolutely, yeah.
I hope our camera can get a good look at the Concord Minutemen. They are sharp, and it gives you pause. It gives you pause of what we're all about. And you are right, they are young.
They are young. That is so great to see.
Fantastic.
lot of dedication for young people to
Very-
be doing something
yep.
like that.
Guys,
And we have another political
one of our newest
candidate.
generations being mindful of their history in this Commonwealth.
We have another political candidate coming
Yep,
by,
Mr.
Dave
David
Garso, who's
Garso.
running for mayor. Come on over.
Mr. Gasso saying hello.
Mr. Garso is running for mayor. We're giving you an opportunity to say hello to all the people at home.
Thank you for all the people at home. I appreciate you viewing in, and I appreciate your support in this upcoming election. And I believe we can put balance back into Marlborough.
And how's the crowd out there? You having a good time?
I'm having a great time.
Good, I'm glad to hear it.
A little bit lean, but I understand with the concerns with the virus and whatnot.
Yeah.
I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
You guys are both great too.
Have
Great
a good
to
day.
see you.
Enjoy.
Good luck.
You're almost done.
Good luck, Dave.
Take care. Thank you. God bless you.
You too. So we'll say right now we're about halfway through in terms of our entry.
We are.
And this with our Native Americans, our United Native Cultural Center. That's the other part about our history. They were here before everybody else.
And you know, the Labor Day Parade welcomes all groups into the parade. I mean, Marlborough's an extremely diverse community, and it's wonderful to have representation from all the different aspects.
Truthfully, always have been. you
Yep.
know.
But I think, you know, some communities struggle with it a little bit more than we do, and we're very fortunate about that. So we have another float coming up, and I believe this belongs to the same group. So this float is the American
United Native American Cultural Center. And they're in Devon's, Mass. Thank you.
I should have known that. My husband works out there, and he
Right.
speaks of them often.
Now we have our colonial bagpipers, fife and drum team. They have a little bit more air conditioning on them with their kilts.
Right? And they're out of Norwood, Massachusetts. As more of the groups get to the end of the parade, it's really quite a gathering spot for folks, and that's why it tends to slow down a little bit at this point, because people are running out and saying hello. There's a big contingent down at the Legion. They hold quite a luncheon event there on the Labor Day Parade, so that's why we start to see a little slowdown at this point, because as Steve mentioned, we're about more than halfway through. Bagpipe is not an easy instrument to play.
It would sound like screaming cats if I try to play it. So. We have a candidate for Lieutenant Governor, Tammy Gouvet. So next year is the statewide election.
Right.
But if you look for name recognition, it's a good place to come to the city of Marlborough.
Good place to start it out.
Right? The city of Marlborough has always been known as a bellwether community, so if the city of Marlborough elects you, you're very likely to get the brass ring because
that an interesting tidbit?
Because of our diverse community. And
Yeah.
the Boston Globe did a story on it about 20 years ago, and it rang true.
And then we have the Sudbury Fife and Drum coming up behind them. And after that, after we see the Sudbury Fife and Drum Corps, we're going to get into our community division of the parade,
Very good.
which will feature that float that we spoke of earlier, sponsored by Marlborough Public Schools with our cafeteria workers on it.
Looking sharp, sounding sharp. And you can hear some of these people down at the Wayside Inn on a regular basis during the fall and partly in the summer.
And a lot of, in the wintertime, they have the fireplace going at the inn, and there listen. We've gone down and taken that in a few times. So here we
And
have,
here comes our cafeteria workers.
and this is sponsored by
St.
Marlboro
Mary's
Public
Credit
Schools.
Union. Hello, Grandma Donna.
And here are our cafeteria workers. Now, as you'll notice, there's some children on there. They're not the cafeteria workers.
There's some there.
and we
got
mentioned
we
they
got
won
our
the
football
judges.
team there, our Marlboro High School football team with A.D. Radzinski.
There you go.
Coordinating some cheerleaders, some field hockey players, field hockey.
And it's notable again to mention with the cafeteria workers, over 400,000 meals were supplied to the
coming
community.
up, Marlboro softball strong. Here we go. Marlboro softball
These
strong.
groups are so happy
I got
to be
girls
back.
who are alumni of that program.
Hey there, how
Oh,
are you?
good job.
Oh,
We got Hudson Hawks. We invited the Hudson Hawks today.
we're a welcoming
All right,
community.
we're welcoming.
We're a
We are.
welcoming community. The Hudson Hawks are here with us today.
We are having a blast. Thank you.
Oh,
City
Councilor Roby,
Councilor,
come on over
over
and say
here.
hello.
You can, the mic is on the camera right now. There we can say
Say
hello to
hello.
Councilor Roby.
Did you have a nice walk down
I
Main Street?
did have. We went fast this year.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I think Mayor Vigil must have been out doing his steps during the
Yes,
pandemic.
I think we all were.
Yeah.
It was a great parade. Now we get to enjoy the rest of it.
Well, you go and enjoy it. It's so
And
good to see
behind you is the Cal Ripken.
Cal
looks like
Ripken. Oh, they
state champions, right? U9, very good. Congratulations, guys.
And I'm guessing they'll be followed
Good,
by
buddy, how are you?
U10.
Our state champions, very good. Look at this. And we were there. We honor you. Congratulations. Wow, Cal Ripken, 9U Cal Ripken team, very good.
The 2021 state champions.
So Trish and I,
Good
we
job.
had boys. You know,
And we spent a lot of time in Cal Ripken.
Cal Ripken traveling the state.
Absolutely.
And lo and behold, behind them is our Abraham Lincoln. Come say hello. Abraham's all masked up. Good to see you,
Hi
Abraham.
there. We just wanted to give
Happy Labor Day.
Happy
Welcome.
Labor Day. So good to see you.
Good to see
I'm
you.
so glad you've been well.
Thank you for
thank you.
participating.
Thank you very
Our
much.
Knights of Columbus
You're
is behind you guys today.
There's our
Thank
friends
you,
from
Knights
the
of
Knights of
Columbus.
Columbus. Hey, Dale.
You're looking good.
Well, thank you.
Are you enjoying the parade?
Oh, what a beautiful day.
People recognizing who you
Good.
are.
Yes.
Very
and right
good.
behind them, I believe we have our Masons. No, this is still the KFC.
More Knights of Columbus.
Yep.
Right.
My
and
dad
the,
was a big member
state
of the
warden
K-
for the Knights of Columbus.
My dad was a big member of the Knights of Columbus, so
Good.
we were always out doing the Tootsie Roll Drive, and we see Mayor Vigil has joined us. Abe,
Oh, look at
we
this.
we don't want to keep you from your supporters there. We've been talking about you.
Good to see you.
All right, good to see
you.
you.
Keep up the good
Thank
work.
you for being here. Mayor Vigil, come on over.
Come on over. You want to join us right in the middle? We're come in the middle. The producer's saying go in the middle. And just want to acknowledge the IC Church is coming up with a...
And this is the first time for the IC Church being in the Labor Day Parade, so this is a pretty cool thing, and we appreciate their attendance.
Yeah.
No,
Mayor
this is
Vigil, how was the crowd?
No, it was great. It really was. The day's beautiful.
It's gorgeous.
Great Grand Marshal this year with the hospital and
Yeah.
Patriot Ambulance and our health department, and Dave Walton did a fantastic job. He made a huge donation to us to help the
did mention
parade.
that,
So
yes.
I mean, it just everyone participated. It just everyone's back.
Yeah. And
Everyone's back.
And the fife and drums, everybody's coming from the other communities,
Yeah. It's
the bands. It's
perfect.
fun to watch, and it's been a 2-year hiatus, but it was worth the wait.
No, this
And they
is
didn't
great.
disappoint. The
I
city
just want
didn't disappoint.
I don't want to interrupt, but I want to give a shout out to our middle banner holder there is Nancy Cleary, one of our Board of Health nurses.
Thank you for doing this again. This is
Oh,
fantastic.
our fit. You're going to sit and join.
10.
We're liking this.
We're listening on the road.
We're liking this now.
We had people trying to climb to say hello in the past. We're able to
Yeah.
hold that so you can be heard.
They've been holding a table down there for
Look
you.
at this
Fred.
crowd on the back of the Conception down there. Oh, down at Welly's.
What's that?
They're holding a table for you
Yeah,
down there.
I don't
Very
know.
nice.
I don't know how long they're going to hold it for.
Congratulations.
IC's did a fantastic job this year.
And so deserving of the Marlboro Trophy.
Thank you
Good
very
job.
much.
Good job, everyone.
Thank you. Happy Labor Day.
When we talked about our diverse community before, Steve, I see church as one of the churches that is very diverse.
They've cultivated and nurtured it, and it's been welcoming.
And they have been very welcoming. It's amazing.
Road transport.
You want to sit here, man?
UMass local.
I'm going to keep heading down.
Hey.
So the crowd was well receiving of everybody.
No, it was a good crowd, and there was some blanks where it was really hot on one side, but you can tell the newcomers, they're standing in the sun.
Yeah.
And the people that have been here a while find their spot and they're in the shade. So.
Yeah, it's wall to wall in the shade.
Well, I did see on Facebook that chairs started to go out on Saturday
It was so fun to come home.
Yeah.
We came home from New Hampshire or Maine and to see the chairs out.
Yeah.
You know, that was fantastic.
Yeah. That's one of the traditions that will never go away.
Nope.
No.
All right, UMass
All right,
Lowell.
here we go. UMass Lowell band.
Thank you.
See you, Mayor.
Maybe a table will still be open when we get down there.
UMass Lowell is a very sharp-looking
And
unit.
they've been here annually.
They have been,
And they
yeah.
are sharp, and we're grateful that they come. And look, another dignitary, United State Representative Danielle Gregoire. How are
Hi
you?
there. Come on in, Danielle.
As we get the U Lowell in our background.
U Lowell is right behind us here.
Happy Labor Day, everybody.
Happy Labor Day to you. How was your jaunt down Main Street today?
It was great. We were moving at a pretty good clip.
Everyone has said that.
There were some times where I got a little bit far behind, but we were always able to catch up, so.
Well, sometimes, you know, the taller folks can walk a little faster.
Well, Congresswoman Trahan was leading the thing, so she's got very long legs, you know, so it's not a good pace for the short ones like me.
But we're hearing it was a great crowd out there, and everybody was so happy to be back.
Everybody's having a blast. Everybody's glad to be back. I just want to say hi to Mary Wenzel at home. She didn't join us this year. I want to say hi to a couple other people, Corey and Joan. Told Corey Ketchy I would say hello to her down there.
Very good.
And Danielle, thank you for all your support to the community during all of this.
Thank you very
much. It hasn't been an easy couple of years, and I know you did a tremendous amount of things for the community, so thank you very much.
Our Relay for Life float is behind us.
And Relay for Life will be back this year as well.
Hey, Julie, how are you? Hi, guys.
Hi, guys.
Happy Labor Day.
And as we said earlier, this is the community part. So this is the people coming from Marlborough and Hudson, representing their entities and being celebrated throughout the day.
All right, well, thank you for that, Trish. I appreciate
welcome.
it. And
Thank
I
you,
just want to make
Representative.
sure that everyone knows if they have any issues with state government at all, they can call my office or call my personal cell phone. It's 508-479-9127. I'm always here to help whenever anybody needs anything.
Thank you. We
Thank
appreciate
you,
that
guys.
very much.
Thanks. Happy Labor
All right.
Day.
I'll have to
Happy
put that in
Labor
my
Day.
phone book.
Oh, I got it.
Look, here we go.
Yes.
The new Liberty Jazz Band.
Another mainstay of the parade.
Right? From an era gone past.
And you know, how do they look so cool and suave and debonair? They've got shirts and ties on, and they are just having a good time.
So that brings us 2/3 of the way.
That's right.
The Absolute Dance Company.
And you know, it's a dance company like this. It's another way to support the community, and we appreciate all the small businesses that come out and be in the parade.
Absolutely.
All you have to do is contact the mayor's office if you're interested, and they'll find a slot for
And
you.
most people know at home, it was not easy being a small business in the last 18
No, it was
months.
not. No.
Between shutting down and losing employees and things of that nature. But things are coming back, and we're hoping that everybody that hung on is coming back strong.
Mm-hmm. So we should be coming up on the flashback band pretty soon.
Oh, the Flashback Band.
Yeah. So Mayor Vision is sponsoring a
We have a little Arcanian in our presence right now. Yes, we do. Miss Amanda Arcanian and her daughter, newly born daughter, 8 months old. Yeah. What's her name now? Charlotte. Welcome, Charlotte. And then we got
and she's all decked
mother-in-law,
out.
Grandma right next, Donna.
Yes.
Looking too young for Grandma, but that's okay.
She is just adorable.
Wow.
First of many Labor Day parades, I'm sure. Yeah.
Yeah, they have license across the street. They've got it all set up.
There you go.
Everybody good summer? Yeah. Awesome. We did. We had a great summer. So
Have fun.
good to see you.
I did want to say, as the flashback band is approaching us, Mayor Vigent for the first time is sponsoring a senior beach concert.
Oh, good.
And that's going to be this Wednesday, September 8th at Memorial Beach. It's open to all the seniors in the community. Just bring your own chair, come on down. It starts at 11:30 and it
Beach
goes.
bacon bingo going on?
I'm not sure about
beach
that, but
bacon,
perhaps.
You know, that's the
One
era.
never knows.
You know,
One never knows.
Beach blanket bingo, and then Annette Funicello and not Frankie Valli. Who was the other guy that would show up? Yeah, people on the Facebook page send us an answer. Who was? It wasn't Frankie Valli. It was Annette Funicello and another young man.
I don't know.
Oh.
I'm not that old.
Oh. They were played on Sunday afternoons when we were kids.
I know. I can't think of the name. I can see him standing right in front of me. But anyways, it's this Wednesday, September 8th. Memorial Beach starts at 11:30, goes to 1:30. It's free and open to all the seniors in the community. Bring a chair. There'll be hamburgers, hot dogs, and music.
That's not happening in every community, ladies and gentlemen. That
It
is
is
only
not.
happening right here in the city of Marlboro.
That's right. And I think it was as things start to open up again, the mayor has missed his senior dinner that he hosted every year. And this was something that he was able to put together fairly quickly. So if you haven't heard about it, we're telling about it today.
And I don't think it would be inappropriate to suggest that Patriot Ambulance should probably be on the scene just in case people slip on the sand or anything like that with the senior population.
I'm sure Patriot Ambulance will be down there anyway.
In some way or fashion.
Dave Walton never misses a good party.
So again, we have a brief little gap, but we have about 30 more entries, but worth the wait because we're going to have, as you know, the Aleppo Shriners of Wilmington Division, which is pretty much the grand finale with your clown trains, your mini trucks, your go-karts, your little motorcycles. One of the most entertaining features of this parade. So.
Right, and they are part of the Masons. Is where the Shriners organization is part of Masons, and we have a very big Masons contingent here in Marlboro. So we're happy to welcome them.
I noticed at the flashback, Mr. Chapman and Mr.
I'm
Ken Giardina and Mr. Jackman and
Bob Rennie.
Mr. Rennie.
Yes, and I'm just going to chime in here. Thank you, Carrie DeBono. Frankie Avalon.
Frankie Avalon. Thank you, Carrie DeBono. I knew you were out there watching, and you could lend us the answer.
I'm sure everybody in the community knows Carrie, but she was actually quite instrumental in the recent fundraiser that the police department held. Pat Hogan ran it. Carrie did a lot of the work down there.
Kathy DeGoo, our friend, who was actually driving a cruiser today in the parade.
Right. Our friend has retired from the Marlboro Police Force only to find herself quite ill with cancer.
Right.
And again, the community rallied around, and it was over $61,000 that they raised in one afternoon.
I think you can thank Carrie Monday through Friday in the afternoon at lunchtime at Kennedy's if you would like to.
I believe it's only Wednesday through Friday now.
Wednesday through Friday. Well, you know better than me,
Not that I'm there at noontime. And I'm sure Carrie's home getting a big chuckle about that.
So I also want to acknowledge that the Reminiscents are also in the field out there, and they're
and we haven't seen them in a while. The Thursday night concerts on the Common are such a great thing, but unfortunately it seems to rain every Thursday night. So this year, check the schedule because they've pushed them back out into September. So any of those concerts that got rained out, Chuck Thibodeau from the rec department is still going to sponsor them into September. And as we know, Labor Day is the official end of summer, but it's not truly over until
September 22nd.
September 22nd.
So no pumpkin spice lattes until sooner than September 22nd.
Labor Day is also the official end to white pants, and do you know why that is?
Please tell me because
I looked it up.
Oh, okay.
And it really started from people that used to go out to the islands in the summertime, and it was kind of a snobbery thing that they would wear their whites.
Not a City of Marlboro thing.
Not a City of Marlboro thing, no. The unofficial end is hot dog season.
Yeah.
Hot dog season is from Memorial Day to Labor Day.
Okay.
Memorial Day to Labor Day.
I'll have to have one today, just in honor of that.
And it's an astounding amount. I'm even going to look it up because I want to make sure I don't get it wrong.
Well, anybody knows
7 billion hot dogs.
Knows what I say about hot dogs, so I will leave it at that.
7 billion hot dogs are consumed between Memorial Day and Labor Day in America only. Look at that.
Well,
that
is
is
Americana, especially on 4th of July when we're watching Nathan's Hot Dogs contest.
And everybody, Labor Day and Veterans Day, Memorial Day, it's a way to celebrate, but Labor Day celebrates the American worker. And it really celebrated the health and prosperity of the American worker, and that's why the whole thing was started. We do wonderful things honoring our veterans, Memorial Day and Veterans Day, and it was the brainchild of McKinnon, I think it was, many, many years ago. McKinley, thank you.
Yep.
And that's how Labor Day came about, and it was first celebrated in New York City.
Well, coming off of the COVID or the pandemic,
right.
And we realize how valuable our workers are, you know, our line workers
right.
On almost any industry. And we speak personally when we go to a restaurant and we realize they're short-staffed and
right.
How hard they are working to please everybody. And it's
right.
a challenging time
and they're still,
of our lives.
People are being great with their still maintaining takeout service and restaurant service.
I want to acknowledge the Marlboro Shamrocks.
They're back again. They are back as well.
During their COVID, they had taken an absence from the community, but they came back last year, and most notoriously by winning the national championship.
That's right.
And we were able to celebrate them because of the COVID and our inability to be online last year. So there they are, representing some young bucks that play football on weekends.
And if you haven't gotten a chance to take it in down at Kelleher Field, it's quite a take. You got to get there early, though, because games are starting to sell out.
Bill
they
Soto.
are pretty popular.
Bill Soto. My good friend and one of the coaches. Oh, we're live. Say hello.
How you doing, fans?
You're still the defensive coordinator for the team?
Yep.
All right. And what's the record now?
8-1.
And give us a shout out to your new kicker, a Marlboro High grad.
Oh, you told me Lando. Where
yes,
is he?
Yes.
And when's our next game? When's our next home game?
Last home game is Saturday before the playoffs.
All right.
What time?
Hopefully 7 p.m. at Kelleher
Field.
Don't miss it, folks. It's quite a take.
Thank you, guys.
All right, thank you.
And there will be hot dogs being served there regardless of being past Labor Day.
That's right. You know, when we're talking about Labor Day, there's something really significant this year for all of us in Massachusetts, too. Because the U.S. Secretary of Labor is
my good friend Marty Walsh.
Marty Walsh,
yep.
Exactly. I mean,
and who's marched in this parade not too long ago.
Absolutely.
And
he was former mayor of Boston.
A proud moment for me to be a friend of his and serve with him in the House of Representatives, to watch him go on to be mayor, but now to be Secretary of Labor.
But it's so important, too, because he also was a laborer. And he came up through the ranks, came up through the unions,
he did.
And so it's quite significant that he have on this role now. So we're,
I
know
he'll be glad to
I know
that
I, for
we
one, am very proud to be from
brought
Massachusetts.
him name him. Yep, exactly. I can hear
flashback.
Flashback right now. And if you flashback hails from Marlboro, but if you've been to a Red Sox game in the last few years, you'll see them there. With great pride, they get invited to play at Fenway Park.
Right.
They do not miss that invitation.
They used to play on Yawkey Way. The name escapes me now of what they call it. But you know where I'm talking about if I'm saying Yawkey Way.
Yes. In the back of Fenway Park.
There you go. The other notable we should mention is our own Marlboro Fire Department Color Guard was recently at a Red Sox game.
Yes, they were.
Yes,
in the last 2 weeks.
And it's pretty cool that, our community gets recognized like that.
Yes. I can remember a long time bringing the Marlboro High School Choir to sing the national anthem when I was a state rep, and that was an experience and a half.
Yes,
and
it was.
It's at the end of the national anthem when the roar of the crowd applauses, and you're in the middle of it all. It's quite special. So we hope you're enjoying this coverage on WMCT this afternoon, and your commentators today.
Well, we have to say to Mike and his team that we're loving the new setup. We love being down on Main Street so we can catch people. It's really pretty fun.
And we like being down at the street level so we don't have to fight the
We're gonna give you a minute to listen to flashback.
Yes, we're gonna be quiet now. We should dance.
Oh, I got the trophy from the Shamrock.
Yeah, it's All right, Mr. Crossman. Good. Dilly bully! Woolly bully. Woolly bully. Woolly bully. Woolly bully. That's Jeff Chapman on vocals. Rob Jackson on drums. Paul Giardina on one of the guitars, bass, and Bob Rennie on the other one.
Yep.
Mr. Jackson was a mailman who worked for the post office. Mr. Rennie was a school teacher.
Was a school teacher, right.
Good, how are you?
You know, and we've thanked everybody for putting this parade together, but except the crew from WMCT-TV.
I did mention everybody but Ava, and I mentioned everybody by first name, so I knew I had one more other
We
person.
have Matt, Lindsay, Spencer, and Ava here with us, of course, under the direction of Mike Lawton,
Yep.
who has stepped in. He is the interim executive director.
Yep, and doing a great job.
He's doing a fantastic job. And that was one thing that I know we did at the Senior Center. We partnered with local cable during the pandemic and held programming on cable because so many seniors don't have internet or aren't comfortable using the computer and using Zoom. So it was a great way for us to connect with the community, and Mike and his team couldn't have been more helpful. It was fantastic.
We are very thankful for them, and I can tell you right now, what we've watched right now is a quality production in terms of in and out of the camera angles and us. I mean, them helping us with the information. It's been fantastic, and now we get the reminiscence. Get Mike. Mike! Very good, how are you? Good. We're on live TV, you want to say hello? Everybody good? Kids are good?
Your contingent coming up. Former Councilor Steve Levy.
Steve Levy, yep.
His wife Sharon. The iMobile will be coming down the street pretty soon.
Got the Lions Club, I see Randy Scott.
Is responsible for the fabulous bed race that took place this morning.
And Ed Thurber has abandoned the station up at there on Lincoln Street and is walking with the Lions Club now. And there's Mr. Robinson.
If I can get my friend over here.
Hey, handsome, how are you?
So the Marlboro Lions Club does a lot of great work for the community, and walking down in the navy blue shirt right over there, that he kind of circumvented the crowd there,
Rich
is
Robinson.
our own city IT director, Mark Gibbs.
Okay.
Mark Gibbs is a prominent member of the Marlboro Lions, and he runs the Couch to 5K every year.
He's been out training, I've been seeing him.
And I'm proud to say I ran it this year. I did for the 10 weeks, and I actually made it.
Good for you.
So it goes to show that anybody, even a 61-year-old, can do it.
You were going out with Stephanie.
Yeah, so we're on live TV.
Hi.
Yes. That's quite all right. Good to see you.
So the goes around. That's a pretty cool vehicle that comes around the community. Oh, absolutely. Here comes
Randy Scott, owner of Main Street Cafe
and the current
Lion.
president of the Lions Club.
Back to being president again, huh?
So
Wow.
give a big shout out here for the iMobile and tell us what's going on with it.
The iMobile is something that the Lions Club does
Could've hit our
throughout
shot
the
in about 5
country and
seconds.
possibly the world. This one here is dedicated to the eastern part
iMobile.
of Massachusetts, and that vehicle will come along. It's got all the equipment on there to do really good eye screenings for those people that can't afford it, don't have time. It's convenient and it's cheap. It's really free.
That's great. Well, thank you, and thank you for what you do. Thanks for the bed race this morning.
Oh, thank you
very much.
All right, thanks everybody that came out and watched it. That's great.
And he circumvented me there, but I was trying to get Gibby to come on here so I could give him a big shout out for the Couch to 5K.
All right, we have more stuff coming. So
Okay.
stay tuned.
All right, take care, Randy. So who do we have next, Steve?
So it looks like we have the Apex Go-Karts are coming up, Marlboro Youth Football.
This is 3 of a kind on a flatbed.
Oh, 3 of a kind. So
3
did
of a
we?
kind. They are new, I believe, to the parade this year. But they are again another example of local talent.
And the parade's a great place to get exposure.
Exactly.
Get down tonight.
the drummer's name, but I remember him from way back in the years past. Anyway, the Masons are here, the Grand Lodge of Masons.
The Grand Lodge of Masons is here.
Looks like the statewide contingent is here, and I'm sure
Statewide contingent, and some of our locals are here.
I see Mr. Farrow is here.
Mr. Farrow. I believe this is the incoming worthy president.
Something like that,
Did
yeah.
I get that right last year? I think I called you the Grand Poobah. Sorry about that.
The Grand Poobah is good.
Be careful.
So you guys are always
Tell Mom I said hello.
welcome addition to the parade, and you're looking pretty sharp.
Thank you
You
very
must
much.
be pretty hot today.
It is a little warm out here today. Yeah, thank you very much.
Good to see you.
Nice to see you.
All right.
Thank you for
Hey,
joining
Paul
us
Farrow,
today.
how are you?
So our Shriners are out there with their three-wheelers right now.
You know, and we're talking about volunteerism around. I mean, the Shriners, obviously, they raise so much money for Shriners Burn Institute, which fortunately was there when a family member of mine needed it many years ago, and they did an amazing job with my cousin. These gentlemen volunteer their time, they raise money, but they also purchase all these fun vehicles that they're driving. They own these. These are not something that they're allowed to use just because they're a Shriner. So it goes to the dedication of this group and how much they enjoy serving the community.
Right, and they contribute their time and raise money for their victims and the community, and people come just for this.
Right, and I know the Masons is very happy that next June we can welcome back the car show onto Main Street.
Right.
Just a little bit too soon this year, but it'll be back next year.
And that'll be 3 years for the car show. It'll be, you know, the last one was 2019.
Right.
So
yeah,
there'll be some pent up demand, and if we have a day like this,
I hope so.
You know,
I
it'd be
hope
great.
so. It is amazing to think that some of these folks that have been working from home remotely haven't been to work in a year and a half.
Right.
You know, to the office. I mean, they've been to work, but to the office. I know one of my sons has been working remotely, and it's a challenge for sure.
Yeah, our son had an internship at National Grid, and it was all on Zoom, right?
There you go.
All remote.
Well, that was probably a very good learning experience, though.
Without question. Well,
We've learned a lot on Zoom, for sure.
I'll tell you, the younger generation is experiencing something we never experienced.
Right.
Matter of fact, we thought other things in our lives that we did experience were going to be the most we ever experienced.
Right.
And then, lo and behold, the COVID showed up.
The COVID showed up, but I'll say us old people like myself did pretty okay with all of this.
You went from the couch to 5K.
There you go, there you go. It's just one of those things I always said I was going to do, and I didn't do it last year because of the COVID. So this year I thought, you know what, I'm going to jump in there and do it. And the day that they ran the race was the day of my son's wedding, so they set it up a few days earlier for me, and two of my sons ran with me.
There you go. Now
Here
we've
comes
got
our
the
clowns.
Shriners Aleppo Clowns.
And we got some Hudson Hawks behind us here.
Ladies.
We got the clowns coming down Main
We
Street.
have the clowns. We have
Such a highlight for all the kids
big
that are on Main
rigs,
Street. I wish
the Mack
camera,
trucks.
I wish the camera was going down here a little bit this way, because these kids are like standing right out on the edge here trying
You know,
to
it's
catch the eye
funny,
of the
they
clown.
see it, it's mythical, but you'll see these trucks on 495 right before the parade starts. They coming in right from 495 south. It's mythical, I'm telling you. People say they see these trucks on 495. I'm not lying. You know what? You have to stay with us for 1 second. You
yes,
have
you
to
do.
join us. Come with us. We have a special guest joining us.
We do. Strolling down
But
Main Street today.
We have one of the owners of Wellington.
This is our good friend Wemmy.
Wilmison, right?
This is our good friend Wemmy, and he's here with his whole family. And I can tell you firsthand that he did not snag one of those nice outdoor tables that he has.
No,
he
he doesn't get the table.
I sat inside.
You sat inside.
Outside for my customers.
Yeah, so how are you enjoying the parade with your family? You having a good time?
I got my nephew, my niece.
Nice.
My beautiful wife right there.
But it shows you what a community
Emily.
Emily.
But you've stayed busy during the pandemic. Your restaurant, and you opened a new restaurant in Hudson at the same time.
Oh, look at that pretty smile. Can you wave?
And you've given back to the community quite significantly.
Absolutely.
So we're quite grateful. I must say though, we have the street sweepers here, so it's kind of fitting that we have you here at the end of the parade because we're all going to go back to Wellies now that the parade is over.
Absolutely.
Excellent. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Enjoy the rest of the day.
Well, I think that's
Well, we miss, the trucks are entertaining all the kids as they go further
they are,
down the street.
and it's past our frame, but hi Roy.
The official sign that the parade is over is the street sweeper.
Jennifer, happy 50. Well, it's been an honor.
So it's been so
Well,
much
let's wait the sweeper go by first. We let the sweeper by go first. So that was quite the treat.
So now we see everybody moving again behind us because the parade is over.
We're welcome to be back to the Labor Day Parade. It was fun.
It was really fun.
It was a lot of fun. It was short, it was sweet, but very entertaining, and we hope everybody enjoyed it back at home. We hope you all remember everybody who contributed to this happening today.
Absolutely.
We still want you to be safe, ladies and gentlemen. We're not out of this yet. We want you to exercise good precautions for yourselves, as we all have, and we want to stick together as a community because there's a lot more left to do. September 8th in Memorial Beach.
Right, and I do want to just before we end up give a special thank you to the Labor Day Parade Committee, and that was made up of Dan Caruso, Ed Thurber, Ryan Egan, Trish Bernard, Don Landis, Chuck Thibodeau, and your own Mike Lawton from Cable TV.
I believe you're on that committee as well, aren't you?
Well, sort of. But you know, everybody did a great job, and it takes a lot of coordination to make this happen. We get to sit here and do the fun part. They did all the work behind the scenes.
Well, you know, next year is the 70th anniversary of the parade.
That's right, and it's going to be bigger and better than ever.
We're going to have to make our way back here.
Right.
And figure it all out again.
We will. But it's
we'll
been great to be with you again,
been
Steve.
fantastic.
I've missed our little time together.
Exactly. We have a iced tea waiting for us at the Vin Bin.
We do, and just on a selfish note, we're going to give one plug here. Both Steve and I serve on the Brigham Trust.
All right.
And if you are a local nonprofit and you are looking for a grant of some sort, check it out online at the Brigham.
September 15th, the applications will be available. If you've applied in the past, we're going to do our best to email them to you, but we're going to have a website that's going to give you a link to get the application as well.
And this is from the Brigham Family Trust, so we welcome the applications to come in, and we love to be able to give some small grants to people in the community that are doing great works.
God bless you all. All right,
Stay
take
safe.
care and have a good day.